First, the top headlines. Manipur police seized 135 grams of heroin in Palel Chandel Road. One arrested, security tightened across the state. Autopsy report reveals 10-month-old suffered bullet injury, eyeballs missing. RPIA has announced a nationwide mass protest addressing the ongoing conflict in Manipur. Independent party merge with NDPP for greater political impact. Replace Rahul, not EVM, says BJP to Congress Chief Kharge. Four dead, several missing as Sri Lanka faces massive rains, floods. Seoul hit by heaviest snowfall in over 100 years. A very good afternoon. Welcome to ELITETV. You're watching English News at 3 p.m. I'm Chongtham, Amrita, and these are the news in details. Manipur police intercepted a four-wheeler on Palel Chandel Road, uncovering 135 grams of suspected heroin concealed within 11 soap cases inside the vehicle. The driver, identified as 24 years old Mohammad Rosan, was promptly arrested, and authorities seized the car, the narcotics, and a mobile phone from his possession. Meanwhile, security forces intensified search operations and area domination exercises across vulnerable regions in the hill and valley districts of the state. These efforts aim to curb illegal activities and ensure public safety in sensitive zones. The movement of 262 and 336 vehicles carrying essential commodities along National Highways 37 and 2 respectively was successfully facilitated with strict security protocols in place. Security convoys have been deployed along critical stretches to guarantee the safe passage of goods. Additionally, a total of 94 nakas and checkpoints have been set up in various districts covering both hill and valley areas. Despite these heightened measures, no detentions were reported for violations across the state, reflecting the efficacy of the security arrangements. The autopsy reports of the remaining 5 victims of the tragic jury bomb incident have revealed harrowing details of brutal injuries, multiple bullet wounds, and severe trauma. Among the 6 hostages killed, Laishram Langamba, a 10-month-old infant, suffered a bullet injury to the left knee and had both eyeballs missing. The infant's autopsy also detailed multiple lacerations and blunt force injuries, including fractures to the skull and right shoulder. Lamngamba's aunt, Telem Toibi, 31 years of age, sustained 3 gunshot wounds to the chest and 1 to the abdomen. Her skull was crushed with a blunt object, causing severe fractures and loss of brain matter. Both of her forearms were severely damaged and her eyes were dislodged from their sockets. Toibi's 8-year-old daughter, Telem Tajamanbi Devi, also died from a fatal bullet wound. It is to be mentioned here that the autopsy report of 3 out of 6 jury bomb hostages killed by alleged Mar Kukizo militants were already released by the Silchar Medical College and Hospital, SMCH, in Assam. The autopsy reports also included details of 2 senior citizens killed during the attack on November 11 by suspected Kuki militants. Maibam Kesho, Meitei, 72 years of age, suffered blunt trauma, burns and missing body parts, while Laishram Baren Meitei, 64 years, was found severely charred. The attack occurred at Borobekra police station in Jiribam, which housed a relief camp. The militants killed 2 civilians and engaged in a gunfight with CRPF personnel who retaliated and neutralized 11 attackers. The bodies of the 6 people, including 3 children who were reportedly abducted by Kuki Zomar militants, were found floating in the Barak River. The barbaric killings have reignited tensions in Manipur, with protests demanding justice for the victims and justice for the victims. The government has suspended internet services to prevent the spread of misinformation and maintain public order. In a recent development, authorities have re-registered the case with NIA and launched a fresh investigation into the Jiribam incident. Meanwhile, the public continues to call for accountability and justice for the atrocities committed. This tragic event marks another grim chapter in Manipur's ongoing conflict, emphasizing the urgent need for peace and reconciliation in the region. Women from Kanto Sabal and neighboring villages staged a sit-in protest on November 27, demanding the safe return of Laishram Kamal Babu, who went missing under mysterious circumstances on November 25 from the 57th Mountain Division Army Camp in Laimakong. The demonstration, organized by a Joint Action Committee (JAC) formed in connection with the incident, saw protesters blocking the road leading to the Laimakong Army Base Camp. The demonstrators issued a 2-day ultimatum insisting that the Kamal Babu be safely handed over to his family by November 29. They warned of intensified protests if their demands remain unmet. Kamal Babu, 56 years of age, a resident of Gosaipur in Kachar, had been supervising contract work at the military camp while staying at his brother's residence in Loitangkuno. According to JAC member Lorembam Anita, army officials expressed uncertainty about his disappearance when approached. She pointed out the suspicious nature of the person vanishing from a high-security zone, adding that a petition has already been filed with the High Court of Manipur. Meanwhile, a public meeting was convened in Gosaipur, Kamal Babu's birthplace, where attendees appealed to the central and state governments and the Indian Army to intensify search efforts. The meeting resolved to submit a memorandum to Assam's Chief Minister, local MLA, Deputy Commissioner and Superintendent of Police, urging them to pressure the Manipur government to rescue Kamal Babu. Military camp gate logs confirmed Kamal Babu's entry but no recorded exit. The camp's proximity to Kuki-dominated areas has led to speculation of possible abduction by Kuki militants given the ongoing ethnic tensions since May last year. Laimakong, situated 16 kilometers from Imphal, lies on the border of Imphal West and Kangpokpi districts and is surrounded by Kukizom community settlements. The Meitei community largely fled the area following the onset of the crisis. Efforts to locate Kamal Babu continue as tensions rise among locals demanding accountability and justice.
Koi sida koi nena tana leijaba punsi ma haibadi sangriba posaksi koi de sinabiragadi koi si tangdu leitana normal da leiga dawribani asum haina leiga dawribasi makoi na koi da sum muknaraga leiragadi koi makoi se leibagi kemta kana de gamla da lei phajanabagi tharaga thamba army se koi gi manipur ge oina gamla da hapaga lei thambado adu oina koi khalle da aduki matik pende samna haibada koi jiribam da nupi angang yauna mayam makak sigi matamda koi na penda ba haidi koi si da sigumba thengnaba mayamna pendaba na maram oiga koi gi manipur gi praja pumna magna koi MLA khara gi yumda khara thomjandana kaidogdana haidi sauraba koi saunarabani na atia kai khara di thoe ko thoiba sidadi ekoi sarkarna ekoi gi mathakta ekoi da ekoi praja singi mathakta noi sumaina thudiba thogariba tawriba singsi mathakta FIR tawni natraga case adu ada ekoi si phajan punjanba ga si tawbira iba ekoi sigumba mangkhiba sangraga puthok piraktaba mangkhiba sigiba nagiba ekoi mayam amakaki maisa yum maisa khriba awaba nangiba pumna maksidadi sarkarna kaimta lobiraktraga sigumba tawrokpasida ekoi gi maikaidagi adoki matik pendaba adoki matik sauningba ekoi se siba phawba pa hadi kirak taba ekoi kaidaurugadagi kaina khalakpa aduga ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯁꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯅꯤꯡꯉꯥꯏ ꯂꯩꯇꯅ ꯌꯥꯝꯅ ꯄꯦꯟꯗꯕꯗꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯔꯀꯥꯔꯗꯁꯨ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯂꯩꯖꯔꯦ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯨꯝꯅꯃꯛꯅ ꯀꯤ ꯃꯍꯨꯠ ꯁꯤꯜꯂꯒ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯏꯀꯩꯗꯒꯤ ꯁꯨꯃꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯩ ꯊꯝꯖꯅꯤꯡꯉꯤ
JSCꯗꯨꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞ ꯈꯔ ꯂꯧꯖꯩ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞꯁꯨꯗ ꯑꯍꯥꯟꯕ ꯋꯥꯔꯦꯞꯇ ꯅꯨꯃꯤꯠ ꯍꯨꯝꯅꯤꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯀꯃꯜ ꯕꯥꯕꯨꯁꯤ ꯇꯦꯛꯇ ꯀꯥꯏꯗꯅ JSCꯒꯤ ꯈꯨꯠꯇ ꯈꯨꯠꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕꯤꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯑꯅꯤꯁꯨꯕꯗ ꯀꯃꯜ ꯕꯥꯕꯨ JSC Kamal Babubu ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ JSC ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯏꯃꯨꯡ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯈꯨꯠꯁꯤꯟꯅꯗ꯭ꯔꯤ ꯐꯥꯎꯕꯗꯤ MESꯀꯤ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯥꯐ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯛꯇꯔ ꯂꯦꯕꯔ ꯑꯃꯗꯤ ꯀꯅꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯃꯠꯇ ꯑꯥꯔꯃꯤ ꯀꯦꯝꯄꯁ ꯃꯅꯨꯡꯗ ꯍꯥꯏꯕꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯁꯨꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏ ꯁꯤꯗꯒꯤ ꯊꯤꯀꯥꯗꯥꯔ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯦꯛꯇꯔ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯆꯪꯉꯤꯕꯁꯤꯡꯁꯦ ꯀꯅꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯆꯪꯍꯟꯗꯕ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯁꯨꯕ ꯀꯅꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ MS ꯒꯤꯗ ꯁ꯭ꯇꯥꯐ ꯑꯣꯏꯅ ꯊꯕꯛ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯌꯥꯎꯔꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨꯁꯨ ꯀꯅꯥꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯝꯇ ꯆꯪꯍꯟꯗꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯍꯨꯝꯁꯨꯕꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯅꯤꯄꯨꯔꯗ ꯂꯩꯔꯤꯕ ꯑꯈꯪ ꯑꯍꯩ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ CSO ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯖꯥ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯄꯨꯟꯁꯤꯜꯂꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ JSCꯒꯤ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯑꯀꯟꯕ ꯃꯄꯥꯡꯒꯜ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯅꯕꯒꯤꯗꯃꯛꯇ ꯑꯀꯟꯕ ꯀꯩꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯑꯀꯟꯕ ꯈꯣꯡꯖꯪ ꯆꯪꯁꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯒꯁꯨ ꯇꯥꯟꯅꯗꯅ ꯃꯤꯐꯝ ꯐꯝꯕ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯂꯧꯖꯩ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ
The Manipur government on Wednesday extended the suspension of mobile internet services for 2 more days in 9 districts until November 29, an order by the Home Department said. The state government, after reviewing the prevailing law and order situation, has decided to continue the suspension of mobile internet and mobile data services, including VSATs and VPN, in the territorial jurisdiction of Imphal West, Imphal East, Kakching, Bishnupur, Thawbal, Churchandpur, Kangpokpi, Ferzol, and Juribam of Manipur for another 2 days in public interest, the order said. After violence escalated in the northeastern state on November 16, the administration suspended internet services initially for 2 days to prevent antisocial elements from spreading content that might create law and order problems. It has been extended several times since then. The Karbi Anglong Autonomous Council KAAC in Assam said it will facilitate the return of around 1,000 Kuki-Zo people who took shelter in the Singhason Hills since the outbreak of violence in Manipur last year. Meetings will be held with different stakeholders on the issue to facilitate the return of the Kuki-Zos who have come here, KAAC Chief Executive Member Tuliram Ronghang said. Ronghang said land rights would be given only to people who have lived in the Karbi Anglong district since its establishment or have been long-standing permanent residents. Individuals migrating from outside this district, particularly those from Manipur, would not be granted land rights through our initiative of distributing land documents, he said on the sidelines of a land rights distribution program in the Japarajan area of Bokajan on Tuesday. A meeting has been convened on November 28 to discuss the matter, and we are hopeful of resolving the issue amicably, he added. Karbi Anglong and West Karbi Anglong districts are governed by the Autonomous Council under the 6th schedule of the Constitution. The 2 districts are home to the Karbis, which has the largest population among the hill tribes, Kukis, Mars, and Taudos. The hills have witnessed widespread ethnic conflict between the Karbis and Kukis in the past. In the late 90s and early 2000s, the conflict escalated into frequent clashes between militant groups claiming to represent the 2 communities, United People's Democratic Solidarity (UPDS) and Kuki Revolutionary Army (KRA), resulting in the killing of over 100 people. The Karbi militant outfit signed a peace agreement with the government in 2021, ending the violence. The conflict between the Karbis and the Kukis has its roots in disputes over land, resources, and political representations. Over 250 people have been killed in the ethnic clashes between Kuki-Zos and the Meitei community in Manipur since May last year. Thousands of people have been displaced by the violence which broke out over the Meitei community's demand for tribal status and the tribal Kuki-Zo people's opposition to it. Now let's take a short break and we will return with more news updates. Stay tuned.
Ningsing Tauram, Malem Taibang Pan Sidai Koi Kwai Pumnama Pukon Biramba, Soraisam Gopalna, Punsi Changel Loiradana, Mahaki Numsi Jaraba, Imung Manung Sagainatai Kwai Pumnamapu, Tadok Lamnaga, Haukiba Tang Kunga Humdoi, Tatara Matoi, English Singaniga Kungamari, Hianga Yikunga Humdoi Nipan, but Tanzanamita, Jesu Christagi Mafamda, Changzakre. Lakliba tang taruk tha taranithoi Inglising aniga kunga mari poinugi mangani panba irai numitta leikidraba sigidamak Jesu Christ ki mingda sakcha sonjaduna ningsingbagi thorom ama pangthokjagadauri thorom asida ahalaman amadi maruk mapang kwai kibikna matam chana lengbirakuna thorom asibu mapung fahan biranaba Elite TV gi thongda pauzenjari Thoram Hodokpagi Matam Ayuk Pung Mapan, Togal Tobigadaba, Pastor Lanjan Sarangthem, Pauzen Jeribi, Yumnam Subadani Devi, Luinabi, Binit, Paunam Toibi, Mamonupi, Soraisam Devjani, Machanupi, Hop Soraisam Paunam, Mashunupi, Soraisam Dev Keshor, Machanupa, Tiam Nauba, Mayanupa, Uripok Sorbon Tingel, Infal.
Mobile furniture na lagliba wedding season asigi anau ba contemporary wedding set furniture sing puduna lakchari loina na Manipur de ihan han ba oina wedding set laibi ba matamda 24 karat ki 5 gram ke gold coin free gift oina bizari mayam lengsin biraktuna mobile furniture ki 3rd edition the great wedding sales gold offer asi pre booking to biduna khudong jaba silobi ho
offer asigi akupa information khambina ba idamakta sangai product laiba mobile furniture la lengsin biro
Diabetes ko loina de hingliba sing tha magi manungda control to bangamle urea creatinine wangbasu tha magi manungda hanthaba ngamle khong hamba nungai tebasu numit mangani gi manungda fahan bangamle pile saibadi nungsang nabasu chama da chama fahan bangamle cholesterol wangba numit kunida normal oi bangamle bp wangbasu tha magi manungda normal oi bangamle fatty liver oi basu tha magi manungda fagat han bangamle pumnamak natural oi ba hidak makhalna laing jabani hakchang da sokadaba side effect amata laite makhata na hidak chabagi mathau su tararoi hena kupa parol gi damak ngasimak lengsin birau diabetes hospital soibam leikai ayangpali road opposite Karkinos Jenims Hospital Porompat Imphal East near Punjab National Bank.
Welcome back, and now let's continue with more news updates. The Republican Party of India, Atawale RPIA, has announced a nationwide mass protest addressing the ongoing conflict in Manipur. This decision was made during the All India Leaders Meet chaired by RPIA National Secretary Thaunawjam Maheshwar at the new Maharashtra Sadan, New Delhi. Under the theme Manipur Issue, National Issue, the meet brought together RPI leaders from across the country, including Jammu and Kashmir, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Assam, and other states. Addressing the gathering, T.H. Maheshwar underscored the national implications of the crisis, attributing it to illegal armed Kuki militants and warning that the unrest is now spreading to neighboring states like Nagaland, Assam, and Mizoram. Maheshwar also highlighted the use of drone bombs and missiles by the militants and referred an NIA report suggesting foreign involvement, cautioning that the conflict could extend across the northeast. The event was attended by national and state leaders, including Rajiv Menon and other key members.
मणिपुर में जो हो रहा है आपको मालूम है मणिपुर में 1.5 ईयर से चल रहा है हम लोग आवाज उठाते आ रहे हैं पर ये इस बार कुछ ज्यादा क्रॉस लिमिट हो गया है बाय द कुकी टेररिस्ट तो इसमें क्या है कि 3 महिला और 3 औरत को आग निकाल के मार दिया गया 8 साल के लड़की को रेप करके मार दिया गया दिस इज नॉट अ समुदाय दो समुदाय वर्सेस वन समुदाय ऐसा नहीं है दिस इज अटैक फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड और दिल्ली को भी खोखला कर सकता है कोलकाता को भी खोखला कर सकता है हैदराबाद को भी खोखला कर सकता है एवरी स्टेट को खोखला कर सकता है इसमें हम लोग चुप रहेंगे एक बार बताइए तो आप लोग चुप रहेंगे आप लोग चुप नहीं रहेंगे ना ये सिर्फ मणिपुर का इशू बन के ये साइड में मत रखिए दिस इज द नेशनल इशू सो एक बार आके हम लोग फाइट करेंगे कि ये कुकी टेररिस्ट के खिलाफ ये भारत से ये कुकी टेररिस्ट को मिटा दिया
The Patriotic Writers Forum PAWF Manipur, in collaboration with the Women Literary and Cultural Organization Hojai Assam, has announced plans to install monuments of Lamyanba, Hijamirabat and Nupilao in Hojai Assam. According to a press release from PAWF, the monuments were transported via Indigo Airlines and officially handed over to the people of Hojai by PAWF President Nauroibam Khambaluang and Secretary Rakesh Naurim. Speaking at the event, Rakesh Naurim stated that the monuments will be installed on December 10 and 12, 2024 to promote the spirit of nationalism and patriotism among the Meitei diaspora in Hojai. He emphasized the historical significance of Nupilal in 1904 and 1939 and recognized the contributions of the Meitei community in Assam during the ongoing conflict in Manipur. The event was also attended by Manipuri Women Literary and Cultural Organization President Huirongbam Kunjabati, Secretary Ashem Subhashini, landowner Thangjam Irabot, social activist Huirongbam Bino Bihari, and other key members.
Irabona kunai dam loram bathoda aduga Meitei nupi singna Meitei gi kunai se kannabagi damota British ka mayokta dungai 1904 amadi 1939 da lau khiba aduga nupi sing thongnaling jala do thori be miron sa khanganabagi pandam da haiba mitamani se kinjagadori ni hoje Manipur da chin kukina ko terrorist singna achouba khogi saitheng ama pi dana wana tariba sigi marakta koina haidoraga lan mayokna na koina mafam state da koina mitamani kingadori sa Manipur gi Meitei singna khundaba Manipur sina paidigi population jamba lamdam oiraga so second Manipur haise Assam oi aduna Assam da khundariba Meitei sinau sing sigi support makoi gi cooperation yaudagadi hojik thenaiba lan se mayokna badu so khoi awab oigadoba lei aduna any handaki lan sin na tan any shuma thorko matamda Meitei akhoi myam choijane ka myam ji munda khwaidi yam khundariba Assam gi Meitei sing sigi achouba cooperation Bangladesh da Myanmar da Tripura da Meghalaya da atai leiba Meitei myam gi achouba cooperation chang aduna.
The Independent Party of 47 ACA Boy has unanimously decided to merge with the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party and DTPP. The decision was formalized at a meeting held at ABOY headquarters, Mon District, in the presence of party leaders and members, led by its president, Yongwem Konyak. The Independent Party affirmed its commitment to working under the dynamic leadership of NDPP State President Jingwang Konyak and Nagaland Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio. The party emphasized its resolve to serve the people, uphold their faith in the leadership, and contribute to taking the NDPP to greater heights in the region. Yongwem Konyak stated the decision reflects our dedication to fostering social-political understanding and strengthening one of Nagaland's most popular parties. The NDPP's strong and stable leadership, coupled with its policies and developmental programs, inspired us to join forces for the betterment of Nagaland. The merger marks the formation of NDPP 47 ACA Boy, a move hailed as being in line with the people's aspirations for change and progress. The meeting concluded with a unanimous resolution expressing unwavering confidence in the visionary leadership of State President Jingwang Konyak and Chief Minister Neiphiu Rio, pledging full support for their future endeavors. This development is expected to further consolidate the NDPP's position in Mon District, boosting its influence and capacity to drive development across Nagaland. The BJP on Wednesday said the Congress suffered a crushing defeat in Maharashtra Assembly polls, not because of the EVMs but poor management by its leadership, and asked the opposition party's president Mallikarjun Kharge to consider replacing Rahul Gandhi instead of the voting machines. Taking a swipe at the Congress president over his latest remarks on the EVMs, BJP Lok Sabha MP and national spokesperson Sambit Patra also said Kharge can go to planet Mars, taking Gandhi with him, and live there happily if he doesn't want electronic voting machines, Election Commission, Enforcement Directorate, Central Bureau of Investigation, Judiciary, and the Modi government. You have lost the election due to RBM, which means Rahul's bekar, poor management, Patra added. The BJP spokesperson said that Kharge doesn't want EVM, Election Commission, Enforcement Directorate, Central Bureau of Investigation, and Judiciary. You do not also want the current government of India because you feel it's not a good government. You don't want anything. Then I think planet Mars is the most appropriate place for you. No one is there. You go there, make Shehzada sit on the chair there and live happily, he added. In a significant verdict, the Supreme Court has said religious conversions undertaken solely to avail reservation benefits without genuine belief amounted to a fraud on the Constitution. Justices Pankaj Mithal and R. Mahadevan passed a verdict on November 26 in a case filed by one C. Selvarani and upheld a Madras High Court decision of January 24 denying a scheduled caste certificate to a woman who converted to Christianity but later claimed to be a Hindu to secure employment benefits. Justice Mahadevan, who wrote the 21-page verdict for the bench, further underscored that one converted to a different religion when they were genuinely inspired by its principles, tenets, and spiritual thoughts. However, if the purpose of conversion is largely to derive the benefits of reservation but not with any actual belief in the other religion, the same cannot be permitted, as the extension of benefits of reservation to people with such ulterior motives will only defeat the social ethos of the policy of reservation, he noted. The evidence presented before the bench was found to have clearly demonstrated that the appellant professed Christianity and actively practiced the faith by attending church regularly. Despite the same, she claims to be a Hindu and seeks for a SC community certificate for the purpose of employment, it noted. Such a dual claim by her, said the bench, was untenable and she cannot continue to identify herself as a Hindu after baptism. Hemant Soren is set to take oath as the 14th Chief Minister of Jharkhand in a grand ceremony at Morabari ground here on Thursday, with several prominent political leaders and dignitaries, including key members of the India bloc, expected to attend. Governor Santosh Kumar Gangwar will administer the oath of office and secrecy to Soren at 4 p.m. This will be the 49-year-old JMM leader's 4th stint as Chief Minister. Soren retained the Bahait seat by defeating BJP's Gamliel Hembrom by a margin of 39,791 votes in the recently held assembly polls. In the recent assembly election, Soren's JMM-led alliance stormed to victory, securing 56 seats in the 81-member assembly, while the BJP-led NDA managed 24 seats. This is a victory of the people and their vision for a peaceful and progressive Jharkhand, Soren said in his victory speech. Confirmed attendees at the ceremony include Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, and CP Chief Sharad Pawar, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, Punjab's Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann, and Himachal Pradesh Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu. Other notable leaders expected to attend are CPI-ML General Secretary Dipankar Bhattacharya, AAP leader Arvind Kejriwal, Shiv Sena UBT leader Uddhav Thackeray, Samajwadi Party Chief Akhilesh Yadav, PDP leader Mehbooba Mufti, U. Stalin from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka Deputy CM D.K. Sivakumar, and Bihar's leader of opposition Tejashwi Yadav. The interim government in Bangladesh, headed by Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus, continues to target the minorities in the country, especially Hindus, with a Supreme Court lawyer who is now the Attorney General of the country reportedly referring to the International Society for Krishna Consciousness ISKCON as a religious fundamentalist organization during a High Court hearing on Wednesday. It is a religious fundamentalist organization. The government is already scrutinizing them, said Attorney General Muhammad Asaduzzaman when a High Court bench of Justice Farah Mehboob and Justice Debashish Roy Chaudhary sought details about the spiritual body and its functioning in Bangladesh. A lawyer named Moniruddin had sought a suo motu order from the court requesting a ban on ISKCON in Bangladesh and imposition of Section 144 in Chittagong following widespread protests that are being held in the country after the shocking arrest and jailing of Hindu priest Chinmoy Krishnadas Brahmachari, spokesperson of the Bangladesh Sanatan Jagaran Mancha and head of Pundarik Dham, who is also associated with ISKCON. Bangladesh Attorney General Asaduzzaman cited media reports of the violence that took place after the arrest and jailing of Chinmoy Krishnadas, also highlighting the death of a 32-year-old lawyer Saiful Islam in a Chittagong court on Tuesday. Now let's take another short break and we will return with more news updates. Stay tuned.
Karigumba matamda adongi thabak mafamda tongan da thaudokna pukning wakhal nungai handabra ashigumba thaudok asidagi ngak thoknaba pambai kharamyam gidamakta thamjari emung manunggi miyoising naknaba marup mapamsing workplace ki colleaguesing asina chingbaga wari watai sadokpiba amadi yarba makai social interactions fana thamnaba honabiu anoba skill natraga hobby sing tamshinduna masidagi kanaba lobiu ishagi pukning wakhal nungai nabagidamakta kanagumba ki mateng pangbiduna natraga makhoida minungshi utpiduna adom amadi miyoidugi wakhal nungai na thambada mating oigani ishagi matam khaidoktuna ishana isaga afaba mari thambiba thangai fade amadi ishagi me time thambiduna ishana isaga loina biduna ishana ishabu masak khangnaba hotnabiyu faba wakhal tana mang thaduna aihakna hongdokpa ngamlaroidaba potuda wakhal thadadana madubu accept tawba tamduna thadokpa ngamnaba hotnabiyu nongmagi numitta ishana khwaidagi khoidajba physical activities haibadi lamjel walking cycling gymming apamba ama hekta khanbiduna madubu day to day life ki saruk ama ohelashi mashi punamak ashina adomgi pukning wakhalbu ingna chikna thambada mating pangani mashigi mathakta Telemanas Manipur mental helpline number 14416 24/7 adomgi damakta lepli pukning wakal hexon tharakpaga hairiba number 14416 ashida call tobiyu natraga manak nakpa health and wellness center da chatpiyu miyamgi damakta paujinjariba National Mental Health Program National Health Mission Manipur amadi Directorate of Health Services Manipur
Sri Sri Gaurachandrai Namah Purbasamda Ikoi Kwaibu Konbiramba Sri Yendrembam Kumar Singh Namagi Nuksi Jarba Manung Sagai Natai Amadi Marupang Kwaipunum Puthadok Lamlaga Haukiba Tang Tara Taret Nomazin Mita Sri Guru Gi Kripadi Ves Olga Sri Krishna Chaitanya Das Habanam Fangjaduna Brindabal Prapti Oikre Lakliba Tang Kuni Thoi Irai Mita Asti Sanjay Lokochaga Lakliba Tang Kuntra Tanzanumita Srada Din Tokle Walakasi the Brahman Vaishnava Ahalaman Marupang Ekona the Sakangza Udraba Kwaipunum Matam Chan Lingbertuna Harinam Sarban Tabirnaba Paujanjari Vasing, Srimati Yendrembam Obi, Damayanti Devi Sardharmini, Sri Yendrembam Boyama Singh Machanupa, Sri Yendrembam Robin Singh Machanupa, Srimati Yendrembam Obi, Bina Amina Devi Mamunupi, Srimati Yendrembam Obi, Dayasori Devi Mamunupi, Yendrembam Davhina Masunupi, Kurai Awang Kongpal, Laisum Laikai.
Live Tharadi Miyamda Asengba Adu Haibiyu. Dukan Yaura Akanda Masidadi offer laite na soidana harakani. HG Cassette Gallery da amutang linkshin birau. Online price da mobile khudimak loina phangbigani. Hojik se wana ba matamnina loan gi khudong chabasu aikhoi gi maikai dagi pizari. MI gi phone laiba singi su lucky draw leizai. Chahi loramdai asida adom gi daw adu yabra haina amutang yingbiu. Car bite mobile na jingba sing phawa yana leiri. Ningol chakau bagi special offer gi mathakta aikhoi gi store gi oina su lucky draw tawjari. Lucky draw asigi first prize na 32-inch TV, second prize na induction, third prize na rice cooker ni. Singjamai supermarket ta laiba HG Cassette Gallery da lengshin biraktu na khudong chaba ase lawbi ho.
Makhal kaya gi award fangaba HG Cassette Gallery ni. Chahi taragi mathaktagi HG Cassette Gallery na mobile store asida matam nga chanaba mongda offer amadi discount kaya piduna lakchari. Sale khudong cha double su loan da mobile lawbi ba yagani. Discount piba khatang natana lucky draw tawduna miyamda khudol kaya am su pijari. Miyamsu Singjamai supermarket ta laiba HG Cassette Gallery da utang lingjing birau. Loina na HG Cassette Gallery gi Facebook page asibu follow tawba singi onasu lucky draw amasu thamjari.
Welcome back after a short break, and now let's continue with more news updates. Facing severe backlash from Hindus all over the world over the shocking arrest and jailing of Chinmoy Krishnadas Brahmachari, spokesperson of the Bangladesh Sanatan Jagran Mancha and head of Pundarik Dham in Chittagong, the Bangladesh government headed by Chief Advisor Muhammad Yunus went into a face-saving mode, asserting that it remains committed to upholding communal harmony in the country. After being taken into custody by the detective branch of Dhaka Metropolitan Police at Hazrat Shah Jalal International Airport around 4:30 p.m. Monday, Das was produced before Judge Qazi Shariful Islam of Chittagong 6th Metropolitan Magistrate around 10:30 a.m. local time on Tuesday. The judge, after rejecting his bail plea, sent the Hindu priest associated with International Society for Krishna Consciousness ISKCON to jail. Condemning the shocking developments, the Ministry of External Affairs has said on Tuesday that it has noted with deep concern the arrest and denial of bail to Das, who is also associated with the ISKCON in Bangladesh. highlighting the broader context of continuing violence against minorities in Bangladesh, especially Hindus. The Ministry of External Affairs added this incident follows multiple attacks on Hindus and other minorities by extremist elements in Bangladesh. Documented cases of arson, looting of minority homes and businesses, theft, vandalism, and desecration of deities and temples are deeply troubling. Four persons, including 2 children, have died and several others remained missing, while over 2.30 lakh individuals were affected across Sri Lanka due to inclement weather following a massive rain system in southwest Bay of Bengal, authorities said on Wednesday. At least 6 Colombo-bound flights were diverted to other airports on Wednesday morning due to heavy rain, 75 millimeters in 24 hours ending at 8 a.m., and high winds experienced in most parts of the island due to the deep depression heavy rain-bearing system over the southwest Bay of Bengal. The deep depression is likely to move north-northwest towards the east coast of Sri Lanka and intensify further into a cyclonic storm later in the day, the Meteorological Department said. Army and Navy troops were deployed to rescue victims and provide food and other essentials to those affected. News portal News First said 6 flights scheduled to arrive at the Bandar Naik International Airport here were diverted to other airports, including to Indian airports. Sri Lankan Airlines flight from Tokyo, Emirates flights arriving from Male, and Indigo flight from Chennai, all destined for Colombo, were diverted to the Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, while Air Arabia flight from Sharjah was diverted to Kozhikode International Airport. Sri Lankan Airlines flight from Mali and Etihad Airways flight from Abu Dhabi to Colombo, both were diverted to Matala International Airport. News First said. Meanwhile, police said both bodies of 2 of the 6 students who were swept away in raging floods on Tuesday in the eastern Ampara district were found, while efforts were on to trace others continued on Wednesday. The 6 students between 12 to 16 years and the tractor operator were on their way back from school at Samanturai in the Ampara district when the farm tractor trolley they were traveling on was swept by the massive floods following the heavy rains in the area. 5 other children and the tractor driver were rescued, police added. The International Criminal Court's chief prosecutor asked judges on Wednesday to issue an arrest warrant for the head of Myanmar's military regime for crimes committed against the country's Rohingya Muslim minority. Senior General Min Aung Hlaing, who took power from elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi in a coup in 2021, is accused of crimes against humanity for the deportation and persecution of the Rohingyas. Nearly 1 million people were forced into neighboring Bangladesh to escape what has been called an ethnic cleansing campaign involving mass rapes, killings, and the torching of homes. From a refugee camp in Bangladesh, the court's top prosecutor Karim Khan said in a statement that he intends to request more warrants for Myanmar's leaders soon. In doing so, we will be demonstrating together with all of our partners that the Rohingya have not been forgotten, that they, like all people around the world, are entitled to the protection of the law, the British barrister said. The allegations stem from a counter-insurgency campaign that Myanmar's military began in August 2017 in response to an insurgent attack. Hlaing, who heads the Myanmar Defense Services, is said to have directed the armed forces of Myanmar, known as the Tatmadaw, as well as the National Police, to attack Rohingya civilians. The heaviest snowfall for November in 117 years blanketed Seoul and surrounding regions Wednesday, causing injuries, disrupting traffic, and cutting off power supplies, as authorities are on high alert for more snow later this week. As of 3 p.m., the capital city had received 18 centimeters of snow, marking the biggest snowfall in November since modern weather observations began in 1907, according to the Korea Meteorological Administration. The new record coincided with the first snow of the season in Seoul. The previous record was 12.4 centimeters set on November 28, 1972, the state weather agency said. The city of Incheon, west of Seoul, also had record snowfall for November of 14.8 centimeters, as of 3 p.m., beating the previous record of 8 centimeters set in 1972, Yonhap News Agency reported. Suwon, south of Seoul, received 21 centimeters of snow as of 3 p.m., the largest ever for any November precipitation according to the KMA. Snow and rain are forecast nationwide until Thursday morning, though the precipitation will continue into the afternoon in parts of Gangwon Province and North Gyeongsang Province, and until late Friday night in the Chongtham and Jeolla provinces on the Jeju Island. The Interior Ministry had upgraded the operations of the Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasures Headquarters to Level 2 and raised the heavy snow warning from caution to alert. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or 9402890982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and X for more information about the channel. And now before we end, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Manipur police seized 135 grams of heroin in Palel Chandel Road. One arrested, security tightened across state. Autopsy report reveals 10-month-old suffered bullet injury, eyeballs missing. RPIA has announced a nationwide mass protest addressing the ongoing conflict in Manipur. Independent Party merged with NDPP for greater political impact. Replace Rahul, not EVM, says BJP to Congress Chief Kharge. Four dead, several missing as Sri Lanka faces massive rains, floods. Seoul hit by heaviest snowfall in over 100 years. Well, that's all the news for now. For more updated news, please tune in to Primetime English News at 6 p.m. Until then, have a good day.